Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And tomorrow, well, it's a beautiful Saturday here in the DMV. It's almost like another Indian summer feeling, like with a slight breeze. But it's weird because normally when this happens, that means it's getting ready to get cold. So, I mean, it is October. It's mid-October. I can't believe we're in mid-October. Can you believe we're already 6 games down in the league right now? Wow. Anyway, Dallas Cowboys playing against the rival Washington Commanders tomorrow, 3:25 Central, 4:25 here Eastern Time. Um, a lot of the I live in Commander country, right? Like I live only 15 minutes away from that hellhole of a stadium that they call. But they ain't worried about it because they're going back to DC soon. But this game has a lot of implications going forward. Before I get into that, I'll talk more about the game tomorrow when I do my predictions and things of that nature. Right now, I just want to talk about the wacky, weird things that's going on with this team. And from the outside looking in, it's weird, right? Because we're not in the locker room. We don't know. None of us content creators. Some of us may have insight on some people that we know that work in or around the team. Some of us know players, like, relatives of players. Things of that nature. It's funny because when I look at this whole Trayvon Diggs thing, I'm like, wow. You had an accident at home that resulted in you getting a concussion, and now all of a sudden you're not going to play in the game tomorrow. Now, they ruled out domestic violence because they didn't want people to start thinking that, oh, he put his hands on his woman or something or things. What was you doing in the house? Because these players have mansions. They got big houses and things of that nature, so they're going to be moving around and things. But what are you doing in the house? I mean, I guess you could slip and fall or what. The timing just don't make sense to me. It's just like, Debo Samuel and Scary Terry not playing. So I know you're not afraid of anything right now. So is it that you are, I don't know, do you not want to play for the Cowboys no more? Like, what the hell is happening? And I don't want to sit here and assume anything. I don't like to assume because I like to know the facts before I even judge or say. But it's funny and it's weird, and it's, like I said, the timing is just really fucked up because it's just like you had an accident at home, and now all of a sudden you're not gonna play in the game after you were the one that wanted your defensive coordinator to switch from running all the zone that we're doing to run base man. Now Eberflus is saying, okay, we're going to run more man, and now you're not playing. So Kyer Elam is taking your spot, and he's more of a zone guy. Wow. What? I almost feel sorry for Eberflus because I'm just like, he's in a situation like, well, damn if I do and damn if I don't. I get hired here thinking that I'm gonna have the best pass rusher in the league, one of the best pass rushers in the league, in Micah Parsons, and then y'all trade his ass away. Then I try to implement my defense, and my guys are letting me down and not playing. I don't know what's going on with this defense, because when I look at it, it just seems very simple, right? It's not anything. From me having played football before, and me played on defense, not in the NFL anyway, but but I played football and I played linebacker, so I understand defensive schemes and things of that nature. And a lot of this stuff that they're doing just seems kind of elementary. What I'm not understanding is why are they not... I don't know, maybe today's times is different because when I played football, I hit. And I used to hit hard. These players, it's like they scared to tackle. It's just like they out here making business decisions. And it's just like, bro, if you don't get your ass out there and wrap somebody up, all these shoestring tackles and grabbing them and throwing your shoulder into them and he juking you and he go another 20 yards down the field. Come on, bro. This team is consistently, this defense is consistently inconsistent. And I really feel sorry for the offense because Dak is playing out of his mind right now. MVP level. He finally has a coordinator that understands him. And coach. Nothing against, Mike McCarthy, but, going upfield, turn around bullshit, that had to stop. We were too predictable at first. Now you're not predictable anymore. So at this point now, they're doing things on offense and all of a sudden the defense can't do anything. I'm not even asking the defense to be great. I'm just asking y'all to be middle of the pack. Can you be middle of the pack? Because if you're middle of the pack, this team will go to the Super Bowl this year. And we wouldn't be 2-3-1. The fact that Dak Prescott had to come out there in a press conference and apologize for not being perfect on offense is downright diabolical. Because you can't ask any regular person, unless your name is Jesus Christ, you cannot expect a regular person to go out there and be perfect. Because we're not perfect people. And there was this idiot that I saw make a comment on one of the Dallas Cowboys podcasts. I don't know who he is, but he sounded retarded. And when somebody tried to check him, he tried to push the narrative to something else, like, talking about we're over glazing Dak. First of all, that's a diabolical word for you to say, that we're over glazing Dak. Pause, first of all. Pause. Because I ain't glazing no grown-ass man. That's just diabolical. It's about giving Dak his respect and his just due. That football is an ultimate team sport. That you cannot expect a quarterback by himself to play hero ball and throw the ball 24/7, because you know what happens? You make mistakes. You throw interceptions. And you start hesitating and you start, not playing within yourself and playing within the groove of the game and reading the defenses correctly, even though you know how to. But when you're rushing and when you're trying to press, you're not thinking as adequately as you normally would. So in that aspect, the team falters. Now, Dak Prescott has been playing great this season. I'm loving what the offense is doing. I'm loving the addition of George Pickens to this team. We're going to have CeeDee Lamb and Kevontae Turpin back for this game. So it's going to be, this offense was doing great even without those guys. Just imagine with CeeDee Lamb and Kevontae Turpin coming back this week, how well this team is going to play on offense. It's going to be unstoppable. So my thing is this: you got the offense playing so well at a Super Bowl level, but your defense is playing at a college level. No offense to college players, but you're playing at a college level. You're not even playing at a pro level. And the crazy part, and the part that I can't grasp, that's really got me agitated, is these are the same players that we had, most of them, that we had when Dan Quinn was here. I'm almost about to tell Shotty to go secretly have a conversation with Dan Quinn, since we playing him this week. Hey, bro, let me get a little bit of that playbook that you had. Maybe that'll help the guys on our defense, because these guys played great under Dan Quinn. What difference was Dan Quinn doing that all of a sudden we can't do now? I know that his defense was different, and it was definitely predicated on the skills of our players, which Eberflus should be doing, but Eberflus has his, coordinators have their own thing, and a lot of times they get into grooves where they want to just do it their way and they don't want to make any changes. I get that, but if your team is struggling, you gotta make that change. You gotta know your personnel. So if we know that Donovan Wilson can't cover, we know that, but he's a box safety. He's almost like an extra linebacker. You put him down in the box and let him play in the box. Now, we talked all that shit about Jack Sanborn. Thank God he's coming back this game, because he knows this defense better than anybody. I mean, at this point, go out and get Eric Kendricks. He out here training and working out with the Cowboy helmet. He probably trying to tell y'all something. Hey, y'all need me, right? Because you're sitting here waiting for Overshown to come back, and I know Overshown is a beast, but with these injuries that he had, is he still going to play the same way? Same thing with Kalen Carson. Kalen Carson is coming back this week from his injury. Is he going to play well? We don't know. So now you don't have Diggs playing in the game. Now, granted, they don't have Debo in this game, and they don't have Terry McLaurin, which is great, but now you're without typically your best corner. And the struggles that Trayvon is having this year, the struggles that Deron Bland is having this year, I don't know if these are associated with their injuries, or if they're just not buying in on this defense and just don't want to play this defense. But I'm like, if they're doing it on purpose, then they shouldn't be on this team, because regardless, you should be playing football whether you like the scheme that you're in or not. If you're able to do it at a high level, play the game right and do what you're supposed to do, and don't let your offense down, because what's going to happen is you're going to cause a rift in that locker room, and it's going to be the offense against the defense. Now, they're not going to talk about it in public. They're not going to speak ill will on each other, to the media, but that shit's going to get into the locker room, and it's going to soak like SpongeBob, and it's not going to be a good soak. It's going to be a nasty soaking, a irrational pointing finger type of thing, and that's what you don't want in the locker room, because once that happens, nobody wants to play no more. George Pickens just said he likes being here. Well, you need to keep that camaraderie with your players together. That's what you need to do. And I don't know. That's the only thing consistent about this defense, is them being inconsistent. But they got to get it together. And, 1 week it's like they're pass rushing and sacking the quarterback. Next week you can't even put pressure on the damn quarterback. Then 1 week you stopping the run. Then the next week you can't stop the run. What the hell is going on? And it's not like the players that we have suck. We have some really good players on this team. You're talking about Dante Fowler that had a lot of sacks for us the year before he went to the Commanders, and then went to the Commanders and had a lot of success. I think he had like 11 sacks. Now you come back us and you playing like garbage. Sam Williams, he could go, because you laughing and shit, and people talking about you getting washed out by a tight end and a wide receiver. Don't laugh. It ain't nothing funny, my dude. Ain't nothing funny. And I hate that we got the same last name, because don't desecrate the Williams names like that by playing like that. Don't do that. We don't do that. Williams is a strong name, and you need to play better. So, with that being said, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments section. I'm gonna do a video before the game tomorrow. Keys to victory, if we can win this game. I know it's going to be a high-scoring game, because both of these offenses are high-powered, and both of these defenses haven't been playing to their level. And I'm really shocked about their defense, because I feel like their defense is better, because they have a lot of veterans, and Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu, and these guys that are really good at playing defense. And it's a shocker that they're not doing that. But with that being said, both these teams need a win, but hopefully the Cowboys get it. But with that being said, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Put some likes on there. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.